Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Launched in 2020, this is the white gold Lange Sohne Odysseus Datamatic. The follow-up to 2019's first ever Lange sports watch, this white gold model features a combination of white gold case, anthracite gray dial, and a rubber factory strap. It is a sports watch, it is a day-date, it is high luxury, and it is German-made. It's 40.5 millimeters in diameter by 11.3 millimeters thick. If you measure it lug to lug, it's 47 millimeters, but end link to end link, the total distance across the wrist is 52.3 millimeters. Now we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and get a sense of how it fits. It fits well, comfortable. It is broad across the wrist though, so on either the bracelet or the strap with end links, you're going to find this watch is probably best suited to a wrist of 14 centimeters circumference or larger. The watch is flat. It's got a domed bezel. It's about 11 millimeters thick. It's going to slide easily underneath the cuff. You get a sense on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist how much clearance there is on each side of my wrist. The watch is weighty, comfortable but weighty. You can feel that it's a solid, imposing piece with quality designed in. Now, of course, the strap is one of two available on the white gold model. One is leather, one is rubber. The rubber is perhaps more in keeping with the spirit of the watch, since the watch is 120 meters water resistant and the rubber strap is waterproof. It has a combination of striations down its center with little micro striations in the middle. It's almost as though it's been combed in between the strakes. The strap is reasonably thick, so it's going to be reasonably resistant to tearing. You can see that it is fixed to the case via a push-button system that actually removes the profile of the strap and the end link from the case. The watch also features a small custom white gold pin buckle. This is not the standard white gold buckle you'll find on other Lange watches. It's a little shorter from end to end. It is faceted with a combination of polishing and satin, and then, as ever, it has a couple of refinements that I like to shout out on Lange watches, one of which is the elevated bridge. So when you stick the strap in there, the strap sits inside the buckle rather than stacking up underneath. It fits in as though a slot had been planned for it, and that's exactly what happened. A slot was planned for it. There's a little retaining bar in there, so if, like me, you know you're going to remove the strap from the smallest hole or maybe even punch a smaller hole, sometimes when you really strap a watch down tightly, the strap can get pinned on the pin. Well, this little retaining bar in there is there to make it easier to remove the watch from a small wrist. You can see BRO internally. A BRO, and you can also see a Swiss hallmark, kind of gives away the game. Brogioli is a company down in Ticino, Italian-speaking Switzerland, that makes cases, clamps, and bracelets. So you can see that's why there is a Swiss hallmark and the BRO mark inside the pin buckle. Now, if you look at the case, you can see once again a Swiss hallmark. This time you have SUG. So what we've actually got is a case that is hallmarked in Switzerland, but made by SUG, which is a company owned by Sinn. So Sinn Specialeren is a Frankfurt-based sports watch maker. SUG is a case maker owned by Sinn. A lot of interesting things on this watch, including what appear to be crown guards next to the Lange branded and sharply knurled screw-down crown. So let's screw that crown out and demonstrate a few features. First, note hacking seconds. And you can see that we have a quick set system for the panorama datum, or the big date, and that is based on the pusher adjuster disguised as a crown guard above the crown. Now, we also have a pusher adjuster for the day. So we have a day date with push button quick sets. We have a hacking or stop seconds function. And then, of course, because it's a sports watch, we have plenty of luminescence. The dial is a nickel anthracite color, and as is common with Lange watches, the dial is made of sterling silver before patterns like the turbine blade hour track are then laid down. We have white gold hands, white gold frames for the date, white gold indices, all to resist oxidation and tarnish over time. You can see there is a brushed silver metallic chaptering outboard for reading your minutes, and then we have this rayon pattern built into the hour track, which is raised above the center dial, and you can see that echoed in the small seconds sub-register. You can see it is made in Germany, made in Glashütte. And then we turn it all over and you can see the new caliber L155. It's based on the old L086, but there are some important changes. The rotor itself is made of R-cap, which is a corrosion-resistant anti-magnetic alloy, and then fired blued screws are used to fix the rotor to a platinum mass. So we've got a platinum mass here rather than the gold or tungsten commonly used by the Swiss. Now, where this watch really diverges from the L086 is in the balance structure. It's a full balance bridge, which is more shock resistant than the balance cock used on the L086. You can also see that the free sprung balance, and it is a free sprung 5-position adjusted balance, it's beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 Hertz. This is the first ever 8 beat per second Lange movement, and the higher beat rate makes the timing precision of the watch more resilient against concussions, vibrations, or shocks on the wrist. You can see that we have bridges of German silver, nickel, copper, zinc, and the copper gives them that golden hue. Although we don't have a lot of bridges, you can see the ones that are there do feature a mirrored anglage laid down by hand. That broad balance bridge features freehand engraving with a burin, not a lathe, not an engine, freehand engraving. We have black polishing on some of these screws, as well as the swan's neck mechanism, but we also have fired blued screws that have been fired in a kiln and heated and tempered to a blue tone. We have engine turning on the base plate, which is quite attractive, and then abrasive wheel-laid Glashütte stripes across the bridges with satination of the train wheels as well as satination on the rotor itself, and then a brushed pattern on the platinum mass. There is a lot to appreciate here, and this watch is simply full of refinements. A sports watch, a dress watch, a rare watch, a German watch, white gold, and perhaps more attractive than the steel model because the white gold model was designed to work with a strap, which obviates the principal aesthetic objection to the steel model, which is that the bracelet is too broad for the lugs. You'll also note that the watch features a unique case not shared with any other Lange models, which is important because almost every Lange watch uses a variation on the same case. Not this one. 50 hours of power reserve, automatically wound, and plenty of sports watch features. This is a rare and in-demand watch, and one of the few Lange watches that's actually waitlisted at points of sale. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.